What's up, guys? Bulls and the Bears here. It is currently Monday, April 14th, 1:45 p.m. And we're just going to take a look at the markets, the account, and any important news. So today the account is slightly down, but we were up nicely this morning. We hit over 45,000, up over 2% today, 10:55 a.m. And then the last few hours just south from there. Microsoft, Target, Tesla, all of the main positions that I'm in, all of them coming down after their intraday morning high that they made. You can see here the positions I'm dealing with. TSLL down. This was up over 5% today. Everything pretty much gapped up, but that's just giving it all back. So that hurts a bit. Target, Microsoft, all of them coming down. If we go to Target's chart, again, there's that morning high, almost 11 a.m. at 95, and then it came down $2 a share. Still green on the day, though, so I guess I'll take that. The stock is green. Microsoft, though, not the case. This was green, up nicely. 393, that's great. I was actually in profit. My leaps were profitable. However, I do have covered calls that I need to let roll off the books before I can really try to close this. But now we're not profitable because it fell all the way down about close to $10 a share, now at 386 in this red on the day. So again, that's bringing down my leaps. But honestly, the covered calls that I have here on Microsoft, they needed a bit of relief because I am ultimately down on these covered calls. It says I'm up 1,500, that's great, but I had to realize a $1,700 loss on the Microsoft covered call roll. So if I check that out down here on my Microsoft activity, right here. So this is the covered call roll I had. I had the 395 calls last week, and I rolled them out to this week to the 400 strike. I bought to close them for 448, sold to open the new ones for 478. So I got a net credit of $30 per contract. So my net credit on everything is really like 47 because I sold the first ones for 17 cents and then I rolled these for an extra 30 cents. So my net credit on these covered calls is only 47 cents. So when we check out the covered call right here, it says my average credit is 478. No, that's only on the new covered call. On the covered calls as a whole, which factors in the roll, again, my cost basis is 47 cents. And it's currently priced at 78 cents. So I'm actually still in the red on the covered calls as a whole. But not by much now. Not by much. These are definitely more flexible. Now that Microsoft is at 386 instead of close to 400, I should be able to roll these covered calls or have them go to zero, no problem. If it kept rallying today to 400 or more, I would have been in a pinch for sure with those covered calls. So I guess I'm okay with today's dip. But let's just take a look at the news here. This is the biggest thing. Trump top aides fueled tariff confusion by questioning reciprocal exemptions. So on Friday, if I go down here in the article, there were exemptions announced on not iPhones, but phones, electronics, semiconductors or chips. So, which would basically say that they're exempt from tariffs, is what it was saying. Like key electronic, key tech stuff was going to be completely exempt from tariffs. So that was great. That's great for iPhones and NVIDIA, semiconductors, all that stuff. That was announced Friday afternoon, I think. It says the exemptions were first revealed in technical guidance issued late Friday evening by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, without fanfare from U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and confirmed by the White House on Saturday. So announced on Friday, confirmed on Saturday that there would be these exemptions. But then, on Sunday, Trump on Sunday afternoon cast doubt on the duration of the exemptions, which were seen as a boon for tech companies. He said nobody's getting off the hook. There was no tariff exception announced on Friday, is what he said. So just more confusion. you hear one thing, and then a day later, hours later, you hear that it's false, literally from Trump himself saying that's not what happened. So I don't know what is going on. It's literally not only day by day, but like hour by hour, these tariffs. So exceptions or exemptions were announced, but then it seemed like that wasn't the case. And now it seems like it might be the case. So there's a lot of nonsense going on with that. But as you can see here, the indexes are up. Now we're on Webull because they have better charts for the mobile app. S&P's up 0.6%, Dow's up 0.6%, Nasdaq's up 0.4% rounded. You know, some stocks are not having the best time. Like I showed you, Microsoft was down, Tesla's down. But overall, the indexes are up. However, they were up a lot more this morning than they are now. Why is this? Why can't I get to the beginning here? Here we go. So here's the S&P. It was up to 5450. Now we're down about 100. Actually, no, more like 60 points from the high. Still green though. If we take a look at some stocks like Apple, that was a big thing for them. Hearing that their phones would be exempt from tariffs, that was great. This was up like 6-7%, but it's given back some of those gains from 212 now at 204. Still green on the day, but off its high, much like everything else. As it sounds like the tariff exemptions, it's not as good as we thought it was. There will be some tariffs on them. It's just a matter of how much. It sounds like they're kind of reevaluating the electronics, the semiconductors, the phones, and all that, and then they'll figure out exactly what kind of tariff they want to have on those. But in the meantime, it was viewed as positive news for Apple. Nvidia as well benefited nicely, but now Nvidia's red, so that's crazy. This was up nicely at 115, now at 110, it is red. Best Buy is another one. They're all about consumer electronics, and I'm sure they import a lot of them, so they had a nice rally. Even after giving up some of these gains from the morning, it's still up almost 3%, so Best Buy was a benefactor too, for sure. So that's kind of the update. I mean, just more confusion with the news. You really got to stay vigilant with headlines, and even if you catch them as they come out, you got to wonder, is it legit? Or is it just going to be redacted in another update an hour later or a day later? It's wild stuff. But today, overall, rather mild. We started higher, giving some of that back now, but nothing is moving absurdly or anything like that. So a stable day that you don't usually see very often. And that's really about it. So nothing really to see here. Just going to play it day by day. It's a shortened week, so options expire on Thursday instead of Friday of this week. And we'll just have to see what tomorrow brings. Today, nothing crazy. I sold covered calls on Target. I sold these right here. Collected 25 cents. They're worth 14, so I'm already up 44% on them. If they get to 50%, I might take them off same day, just because of how quickly I would have gotten half the premium, but we'll check on that later. As for that, that's really it. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this little update, let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all next time.